very good morning to all of you. Happy VE Day as we all gather to mark the 75th anniversary since the 8th of May 1945. I've got the roll of honour for the church behind me. I've also got the old weather cockerel from the top of the spire. A few years ago when we had a very bad storm, the weather cockerel got bent over and we had to bring it down. When we brought the weather cockerel down, we found that somebody had been shooting at the tail feather. There we are. There's the hole in the tail feathers at the back. I didn't think we'd ever find out who was responsible, but someone stopped me in the village shop and said his father had done it. His father had been a member of a home guard during the Second World War, what we now usually call Dad's Army, and he'd been put up to it by some Canadian soldiers. We'd had Canadian soldiers who travelled all the way from their country to help us in the fight for freedom, and here they were stationed in Catsfield. One of those Canadians said to this man, "I bet you can't hit the weather cockerel on top of the church." Well, of course, he was up for a challenge, so he had a go. He shot it first time. The weather cockerel spun round like mad, and everybody legged it to go and hide. Well, there we are, something which happened 75 years ago at this church, a permanent reminder of a Second World War. I like that story because it reminds us of all the different countries which are involved in the fight for freedom. Just think of those Canadians travelling all this way to back us. And there were people from other countries, South Africa, Australia, New Zealand and India, to name just a few. I also like that story about the cockerel because a cockerel is a sign of hope. It's often found on churches because it's a reminder of the hope of the resurrection of Jesus Christ. A cockerel starts crowing for the dawn and the coming of light. A cockerel knows that even if it's dark at the moment, it will get light. Cockerels crow for the coming of the light because they know it will come. Well, the light came on the 8th of May 1945 when the war ended in Europe, and what a celebration so many people had. People were also determined afterwards to build a better and a fairer world. So today we pay tribute to all those who took part in the fight for freedom, but we also, like them, pledge ourselves to build a better world.